Hey, what is up everybody, Blades for here, and today for you guys another video of Persona 5X, and hello to all my edgy lovers of Messa today. But we are going to be giving a full impression of this man Messa. Now this physical bleed DPS actually brings a lot to the table here, in which I can't even lie, he's even more fun and interesting than I first really thought about the character, and he allows you to do some crazy things that originally I didn't think was possible into the game until of course I got my hands on him himself. So without further ado, we're gonna get straight into the video, and also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's actually go into the impressions. So with the man Messa himself, this physical bleed DPS is actually really good. In general, he offers a lot to the table and really can be kind of valuable no matter what team he really goes on, just because of the things he actually brings into the game. Now my initial thoughts of this character was a little bit skewed, thinking that he could only be used in certain ways, or at least one way, when in all reality he actually can be used in multiple. This comes into at least play whether either he's duped or whether he's not, and even if he isn't duped at all, he can still be used in a way that is absolutely useful to all playstyles out there, and you'll have fun using them with a fully built team or either a medium built team, to be honest. After trying him out for myself here and actually getting my hands on this character, I gotta say, he does a lot for the team, whether it just comes down to having fun in SOS, doing some guild boss, or even just going around and tapping things inside of the story mode. I gotta admit, this guy really does make playing this game a lot more fun to me. Not to mention, I kinda do like the man for his looks a little bit. He's freaking awesome, okay? He gets the job done, and boy oh boy do I love the playstyles. But one of the first things that I really wanted to take a look at is definitely the actual way of playing this character and the certain ways that you can kind of use different sets for him. For example, when I did state in my build guide, which a lot of you should probably go check out, do it now, it's in the upper right corner. But one of the things I did actually go ahead and check out with this character was these playstyles, or at least the sets. Now originally before I made the build guide, I was mainly just saying he can go only on the DOT physical set, and that would be his only set. But he's actually able to be ran with two different sets here, in which I ended up correcting myself in that build guide here, making him play utterly different but very useful and worth it at the end of the day, whether it doesn't matter which set he goes on. Now this does kind of come into play whether he's duped or not, but even if he isn't duped, you could very well try your luck and run both sets and actually get a different style that you may like or you may not like, depending on how you do it. For example, with certain sets here, he's actually able to go ahead and remove his bleeds here, especially when it comes down to his skill 2 in his executioner mode. And if you have the dupes, or at least A6, you're able to at least keep those bleeds on and continue removing those bleeds, allowing you to deal some maximum amount of damage. But if you don't have A6 like a majority of the community does, and you just want to play the character and just have him in your hand, there's nothing bad about that either. You can just go ahead and do straight up DOT damage here, and this is also valuable and doesn't really harm you at all. This actually allows you to get some crazy high points, especially in SOS if you guys are trying to do that, and you can just have some fun just beating up on anything you want to do. If you really want to try out this character yourself, you could go ahead and do the character trial, or at least try him out inside of the little event that he's available in. And I do have to say, once you go into it and actually give him a shot, you kind of don't want to go back, because I'm not gonna lie, the man's actually really freaking fun. And just looking at the moves, looking at the at least all-out attacks and everything of that nature, it makes him a very appeasing character to actually sit there and try out. Now, one of the good things that I would also like to highlight about this character, unsure if it is in his A0 or his A1 here, but when he actually kills an enemy, if you guys can see it right there, we do have the bleed stacks on them, but once he does kill them, it ends up going to a different mob. This is something that I find is really good as well, because instead of just the bleed just going away, meaning your DOT goes away, it actually carries over, allowing him to do continuous damage to a different mob, and or allowing him to remove that damage or bleed stacks from that said other mob and actually deal more damage as well. This is really decent. I really do like this for the character, to be honest, and after sitting here and testing and playing with this character for a while, even though my build is a little bit scuffed, we don't really talk about that, it has made this a lot more fun, especially just experimenting with the character. But for some of you guys who are out there who are probably wondering, should you get them, should you not? Of course, I've done this video a little bit ago, but there are still some free-to-plays who want my suggestions overall. This is one of the few things that I would like to say is kind of a hard choice, to be honest. When I was going over this as a should you summon video or should you not, I have to give my honest opinion, and some of you guys were very agreeing with this opinion as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick with it as always. My honest opinion when it does come down to Messa himself is if you don't need a DPS, don't summon on him. If you do need a DPS, go ahead and go for him, because without a doubt, him at A0 and just having the weapon in general makes him so much worth it. Heck, if you don't even need the DPS, it's always just great to have him, because in all forms of content, I can really see him being useful. Unlike most other physical DPSs, I think we all know who I'm talking about here. But unlike those physical DPSs here, he actually is able to deal some damage that also can either help you out no matter the situation, because of course his bleeds count as almighty damage, and all in all at A0 that's really all you need. You don't need anything more for this character, and it's not really too high of an investment that you have to really go into. So when you actually think about it, it helps just to have him in general, just to at least keep him in your box. Though of course if you are trying to save for maybe Futaba or Haru, it may be wise for you to go ahead and skip. But that's all in all my full-on suggestions when it comes down to the free-to-plays. If you don't really mind it and you need the DPS, go ahead and summon. If you do mind it, then go ahead and skip. But at the end of the day, this unit is freaking amazing. He's an awesome unit, and as always, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Tune in for more later on, and who knows, I might try to do more edits like this. Peace out.